And I hope now Tejal will be able to join in. Okay, hello everybody. Hello everybody. Thank you for being so patient. I'm so sorry. There's some problem in glitch happening. And I'm going to invite. Okay. I hope Tejal will be able to join because now is the most interesting part where Tejal. Yeah. Tejal, you can just send me an invite so I can, join you in. I've sent you an invite, Tejal. I think she's being able to join.
Maybe, the Sadu, the microbiomes are with us, so they just want to enjoy. So,
Hi,
so this is Tejal Solanki here, and it was really, I enjoyed hearing you when you were saying about the gut and microbiome. So, yes, already you have asked certain questions to Anita, and she had replied you already.
yes.
So, yes, I just would like to show you, even my starter is,
I'm going to introduce you quickly before you start because everybody
yeah, okay,
is a
sure, sure, sure.
home baker. And she's a very creative multitasker since the past 15 years, and she's the co-founder and of course a mentor at Sourdough Bakes by Ani and Paige. She's a
Yeah.
mother of 24-year-old son. Cannot believe that. And she believes that eating healthy and serves and loves to experiment and pioneer in gluten-free, vegan, sourdough bread in India. That's wonderful. I think what you people are doing is, I would say, way ahead in time. And I hope people can make the most of it because as a nutritionist, I try to look into all these little things that I can find here and there. The other day on your page, I saw about your fermented workshop, and I'm definitely going to attend that too because I want to learn and I have understood it has got tremendous benefits in your inflammation, in IBS, even in Crohn's disease,
Yes,
and I have seen a lot of
yes.
my people coming out of these problems. So if we can find a
Okay.
solution, make it at home, nothing like it. So over to you, Tejan. We are waiting to see the demonstration, so let's just go ahead with it.
Yes, surely just let me, give what you have said about the phytates and the gut health. Definitely, it's whenever you are making the sourdough bread, it's a very lighter on your gut. So what actually, makes the fermentation of it, that is the gut bacteria, we call it as the lactobacillus, which converts it, in the lactic acid. And
Yes.
also the yeast is very important in any of the baking or fermentation product. That is where we get a naturally Saccharomyces, the yeast, which is the barn thread. And what happens when you are actually making the culture, what Anita already had discussed about it. So the when you are mixing just the, I'm just giving a brief of it. So when I will make, so you will get the idea about it. So
Sure,
it's
sure.
just a mixture of a flour and water. Like any
Okay.
of the good organic flour, or even if you are using a refined flour, not to use any bleached flour. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, because when we are taking care of our health, we have to go for a good quality flour. And of course, you have to use if you are in Mumbai, then of course your tap water is quite safe. But if you are somewhere, if you have any hard water, then do boil and cool the water and then you can use it. Do not use
Okay.
RO water because the pH level, these people,
Okay.
they love acidic medium
Okay.
and
Okay.
they love the warmth around it. Okay. So
Okay.
it's basically these are the thumb rules when you are making the culture. And most important is the temperature. The way these microorganisms, they love to grow in warmth. So
Okay.
around, yeah, between 28 to 32 degrees, the
Mhm.
ideal temperature, they should get constantly. Okay.
Okay.
And they love to multiply.
Okay.
So, firstly, I'm just giving the idea about what are the stages, and then I'm going to show you as well.
Sure.
Firstly, you just have to mix any good flour,
Hmm.
and the simple thing. you need the water. Okay,
Okay.
so when the flour and water they come in the contact of each other, they
Okay.
actually absorb the yeast itself from the flour as well,
Okay.
and in the presence of enzyme, they do the
Okay.
activity where they
Okay.
produce this, those bacteria and yeast. And when they
Okay.
combine, of course, they love their food is sugar. So from
Okay.
where they get this sugar? Okay, so the sugar comes from the flour, and they break
Okay.
up the carbohydrates. And
Okay.
one guy loves the maltose, one guy loves the glucose. So they
Okay.
both, they do not attack on each other, but they have their own food. And while breaking the sugar from the flour, they do release the gas. After all, they are the live bacteria. So they
Okay.
have to release something when they eat. So they do release the carbon dioxide and the ethanol. Okay. So
Okay.
because of that, you get those pores, and
Okay.
that actually makes your bread lighter, and
Okay.
it of course it makes the gluten also pre-digestive for your
Right.
body.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay, so this is the soul of your sourdough. Without the starter, without what we call as the levain or culture or mother or the
Mm-hmm.
starter, without
Mm-hmm.
this we cannot make the sourdough. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah. So I'm just going to show you. See, already it is smiling, it is bubbly, it is overflowing to meet you.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah, this is the whole wheat sourdough. You can see that already just fermented. This is the actual the ready stage we have to reach. Okay,
Okay.
so this
Okay.
is actually ready to go in any of the dough to make your sourdough. So this is
Okay.
the final stage. But how to reach about? So what
Huh.
you can do, you just have to let me just turn my video so you all can see this.
Yeah. 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 We can see.
Are you able to see this? Yeah.
We can
Okay.
see. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, this is my actually the home mill whole wheat flour. Okay.
Okay.
And it is
Okay.
a random see. Either you can do on a weighing scale or you can just
Okay.
take in a random way. That's completely okay. What you have to
Okay.
do, you can just take say 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon of the flour, and
Okay.
approximately you have to mix the water. I've just
Mhm.
taken my simple filtered water from my
Okay.
tap, okay, and the
Okay.
water is a normal room temperature, and I'm
Okay.
just going to add the water, some water to it,
Okay.
just to make a paste of it, okay.
Oh, lovely.
So this
Okay.
is this is a very simple procedure. But yes, they need your love, gratitude, and attention. Okay. So this is
Okay.
how you just have to make a paste. If you are making, you can make with a refined maida also or the whole wheat. There is no harm to make the starter of the
Okay.
any
Okay.
of the flour. So simply suppose you are making this paste.
Okay.
Now this has to go for at least 24 hours fermentation on day one, between
Okay.
16 to 24 hours. Okay,
Okay.
at the temperature what I have said between 28 to 32 degrees. Okay,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
I'm just going to shift it in an empty sterilized jar.
Okay.
Okay,
You
because they
realize it.
love the hygiene. Yeah,
Oh,
we should not give any chance for the contamination. So
right,
it
right.
has to be very sterilized, sterilized jar, and you
Mm-hmm.
just have to shift the paste.
Right,
Okay,
right.
and simply you just have to allow it to ferment for
Oh,
for like 16 to 24 hours on a room
okay,
temperature on your counter, right? Now
okay,
what happens every day, the fermentation will take the place, and
okay.
just a moment. Yeah. And what happens, like, whenever it shows the fermentation, like our idli batter or a dhokla batter, it will give a sour smell and
Yes,
a bubbly type of thing. And they will show the web. That web is actually the gluten, because
oh,
gluten actually you get from the connection contact when the flour comes in contact of water. It starts from glutenin and gliadin. The proteins
yes,
are available in your flour. Okay,
yes,
so when it comes in contact of water, it starts to build up the gluten. And that
Yes.
gluten, actually, it's a good thing for the bread, but it
Uh-huh.
is not good for our gut when it comes from the. So that's the reason they have this dough. Okay. So now what happens? Just
Yeah. Got it. You are there. Good. I think she's joining us. Please don't go anywhere, guys. This is very, very interesting. Don't miss out on this interesting part at all. Yeah.
so what happens? See, this is the entire process of between 8 to 14 days, depends
Right.
on the temperature you are in,
Yes.
geographical condition, and how the flour is good. Flour always has to be fresh, because the more the fresh the flour, there will be the more of the enzymes. And in the
Okay.
presence, and also the fiber is their food. They love to have
Okay.
that. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what happens at the days like from 1 to like 3 to 4 days, you have to repeat the fermentation process whenever it shows that fermentation, whenever it shows the bubbles, whenever in first few days it will give you a very sour smell. That's
Okay.
completely okay, because there is the competition between good and bad bacteria. They both want to establish, and they both want to show their presence in that. Okay. But the good part is bad bacteria cannot survive the high acidic medium. Okay. But the lactobacillus can survive
Yes.
the highest acidic medium. Okay.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
happens? The good bacteria, they grow more. The bad bacteria, they just get depleted from it, and you get a more fruity smell. And whenever you find the fermentation, first day maybe between 18 to 24 hours, second day maybe between you can say 16 to 18 hours, third day
Yes.
between 12 hours. So you have to feed accordingly. We
Okay.
cannot have a particular time. Just like a baby, whenever the baby is cranky, you just have to feed the food. You
Okay.
have to observe that thing. So one of the day, like say suppose sixth or seventh day, you may find this way, and always to mark with a rubber band. So that
Okay.
gives a easy way. But once you mix this type of the food, and you have to give the rubber band. So what
Okay.
we do in between,
Uh,
to a refreshment. Okay. Whenever you
uh,
see the fermentation, you just what we call the term as discard and feed. So
okay.
discard is from the old fermented starter from your
Uh,
jar. You
uh-huh.
just have to discard 85%, 85%. You just have to completely discard for first few days. Then
Okay.
what happens? To that, of course, they are light bacteria, they need the food. So similar way what I have made the paste, same way you have to make a new paste, and you have
Okay.
to feed to that old
Yeah.
part of it, the portion.
Okay.
Okay. So this
Yeah.
is, as the baby is cranky, as the baby is showing you the sourness, the sour smell, the fermented thing. So that time you just have to. So this is the thing you have to keep in mind. Okay.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
cycle goes on and on between 8 to 14 days. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in between, whenever it shows a fruity, nice smell, a flowery smell, and the you can see those bubbles around.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So these are,
Yes.
yeah. So these are the pores, and very subtle. You can see the appearance as well. So
Right.
this
Right.
is the day you can save the discard, and the discard can be used for lots of like khamiri rotis or baturas or jalebis or the puris or whichever
Oh,
the recipes. You can just add even in your chapatis. You can use that discard to give that, releasing the phytates and making your gut on lighter on gut. The chapatis also can be, and these are very good even for the ADHD or learning disability, IBS, cancer patients, so this is most the healthiest part. And actually it has been said, the grains you should have in a fermented way.
okay.
So
Right.
yeah, yeah. So this is the thing where the sourdough starter plays a very, very important role.
True.
Okay, and even yeah, the way Anita had said, in the market, of course, there are genuine sardo also are available because now the market is growing. So people
Right.
are coming more and more. But yes,
Yes.
you have to check for that label when
Yes.
it says wild yeast or natural yeast or a
Right.
culture or a mother, it means they have added this. Okay,
True.
the
True.
natural culture. And do
True.
not go for the word called dry yeast or instant yeast or active yeast. Do not go for that. Or any of the chemical like preservatives, do not go for that. Or the
Right.
bread improver, do not go for that. Okay,
Right.
so these all things we do teach in our workshop as well. And
Right.
firstly, like when Anita has said, like, on 27th and 28th, we do have our regular Sardo workshop, but our actually work starts 10 days prior to it because we
Right.
do teach, from the scratch how to make the starter. So
Right.
that we do take care on our WhatsApp group, and the person like once the we get the payment formalities and everything, and we just all the time we are in touch constantly, and we just guide them how to
Yes.
go ahead. And if you maintain this starter in a particular way, then believe me, this is the best gift you can give to your next generations to generations. And it
True.
is for the centuries they can live. One of
True.
the recent, if you go through, like, one of the person who had taken from Egyptian some terracotta, they were having some memento. And from there, they have scrapped off and they started the starter from there and they
Oh.
made a sardo out of that 4,005 years back. Okay.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. So actually, the sardo is the one of the ancient bread. And when the First World War came in, that time actually the commercialist came in, the white
Right.
flour came in, and the US was fully gaga of like
Right.
empowerment. But in a way, actually, they had introduced this wrong thing. But
Yes.
thankfully, now the international
Right.
made it, Sardo again in the limelight. And thankfully now in India as well, there are so many Sardo bakers. And we have in 3 years, we have started a workshop. We have reached more than 600 students all over India
Wow.
as well as Dubai. Yeah, US. And so that's the thing, we would love to share our experience. And we do teach, more on the local flours, even in the gluten free. Never had thought that it will become a fair experiment.
Right. Guys, please joining. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, this
So,
is the
teacher,
thing.
what I
Yeah.
what I love about you both, you are so passionate. Even when you're
Yes.
talking, there's such a passion in it. I'm sure
Actually, actually, the sardo is such a vast medium. You need the days and days to talk about, and I just love to. Okay, it's like sardo. It's a very dignified medium for me. So if someone plays with it, it hurts me. So we are just. It's a purest medium. It's a spiritual. If you start with the sardo journey, give your faith and love to it, and you will enjoy like anything.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Everybody's learned such a lot. And again, I'm telling you, Anita and Tejal have got workshops. They teach you hands-on. They will teach you everything. So please move on to the next generation methodology of having an improved gut through food. Food is the only medicine, and that is only way out of having a healthy lifestyle.
True.
So, Tejal and Anita, both of you, thank you so much for joining in. Viewers, thank you so much for joining in. I'm sorry for the glitches that happened, but I think this was worth it. You all waited, you watched the demonstration, and please sign up for the classes because I am also going to sign up for sure. Because
We are
this is something
waiting for you.
you need to learn the techniques, you need to understand what is new, what is good for your health, and please keep on learning, keep on increasing your knowledge, and stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, both of
Thank
you.
you. Bye. Bye for now.